working out of there. And then we outgrew that 6 months later. Went to 2,500 square feet. And at that time, I was dealing with a company called Monsoon Commerce. I don't know if any of you know them. They're similar to a channel advisor where they take a percentage of your sales. I was very happy to pay a percentage of sales because I wasn't doing much sales. So there was a gentleman there, Mike Maloney. He kept saying, you got to do FBA, you got to do FBA, you got to do FBA. I didn't know FBA from ABC. So I started researching FBA. I started researching how to do fulfillment by Amazon. I couldn't figure it out. I'm not the most tech-savvy guy in the world, and but I'm persistent. So I was trying to figure out how to hook up when we signed the new lease, it just so happened there was a zebra printer on the floor from the previous tenant. And I said to the landlord, can I have that printer? He said, well, if you sign the lease, it's yours. It's great. So we still have that zebra printer today. It's probably printed over 1 million labels for us. It's an LP 2844, similar to the beige one that UPS gives you. And I really tried to figure out FBA, and I couldn't figure it out. My wife had a full-time job. She has a master's degree in social work. She was off working with special needs kids, and she didn't want any part of this. She was very content making her salary and doing her thing and doing what she loved. And she had benefits, and she had a nice salary. So it was just me, and I literally took 6 months figuring out how to do an FBA shipment. I would go into work 5 in the morning, literally crying because I couldn't figure out how to print the right size label on the stupid printer to put on the DVDs, and how to do an FBA shipment, and how to do all this. And it took me till from March 2011 till October 2011 to do it. And what happened then was our sales went from $25,000 a month to $100,000 a month overnight. It was FBA, it was Q4, and at that time I told my wife, listen, I need your help. I know I'm on to something here. I need you to leave your job and come work with me. Keep me organized, keep me focused, keep me buying and selling. You do everything else. Let me buy and sell. That's what I do. That's what makes us the money. So no, I have a good job. We have health insurance. We have this, we have that. I don't know. What if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? So we got married in June of 2011 in the middle of all this, against everyone's wishes. And her parents gave us the blessing, so it was good. And they said, my wife doesn't need to be rich. She just needs to know that her bills are paid every month. So that was the deal I made with her parents, and thankfully I've been able to live up to it. So sales went to $100,000 a month, and my wife came on board, at that exact time, maybe September 2011, right before we switched to FBA. And she kept me organized. She paid the bills. She made sure the internet stayed on. She made sure the lights stayed on. She made sure, we had supplies. I mean, I was just buying and selling with no rhyme or reason. There was no organization. There was no systems. There was no structure. There was nothing that everybody preaches for a successful business. I just happened to get into Amazon with the right items at the right time. So business quadrupled. My wife came on board. We were doing great, and we just got heavy into DVDs, which everybody said was a dying industry, so don't listen to anybody, is my advice. If you think you know something and you trust yourself, believe in yourself. Don't believe in other people who are not doing what you're doing. Everyone said DVDs are dead, and Netflix and Hulu and Prime and Vudu and streaming. It's not true. We sell 1,000 DVDs a day. Forget about a month. We sell, till today, we sell 1,000 DVDs a day on Amazon. Now maybe we only make $2, $3, $5, $8 a DVD, but you know what? It's good numbers. So there's plenty of people that want to collect DVDs. There's plenty of people that want to own DVDs. There's plenty of people that want physical copies. They want to lend it out. They want to own it. They want to display it. We had one guy who was a movie buff that worked for us. Guy knows every movie ever made. He's like IMDb on steroids. He knows every movie. We started selling Blu-rays of all the old classic movies, Gone with the Wind and Wizard of Oz and everything. He wouldn't buy them. I said, why don't you want these? Better quality, better sound, better picture. He goes, they don't align properly on my display case because the Amaray case is shorter. I said, you're out of your mind. And the guy wouldn't buy the Blu-rays because of that. And I was like, wow, there's some sick people in this world. And but that's what collectors are. They're very fanatical. We sell something called Funko Pops, which I'm sure most of you have heard of. We have employees that won't take them out of the box. We have employees that, they collect them and they have stacks to the ceiling of thousands of Funko Pops. Now, are they insane? Probably, but we're all insane in our own way. I used to collect baseball cards. I used to collect comic books. My dad used to collect coins and stamps and dollar bills. We all have our things, and if you find the right niche, you can make a lot of money. If you own your niche, you can make a lot of money. If you know your market, you can make a lot of money. So we do a ton of market research. I always say what we do is 90% research, 8% execution, 2% dumb luck. It's all about the research. We research. We just got into the shoe business on Amazon, which I don't know if everyone wants to hear or not, but shoes is a great category on Amazon. We research Zappos. There's 1,000 different shoe brands. We put them all into an Excel spreadsheet, went to all their websites, got all the contact information. And we're taking a 4-pronged approach to shoes. We're doing retail arbitrage. We're doing online arbitrage. We're doing wholesale, and we're doing liquidation. In the last 4 months, we've sold 6,000 pairs of shoes on Amazon with an average selling price of $72. So it's 400 grand in shoes. So just to give you an idea, if you want to get into something, go into it. Learn the business. I know people, all they sell is jewelry. People, all they sell is flags. People, all they sell is, hazmat product. People, all they sell is, a jockey underwear. I mean, it's like, there's so many different people that I speak to, different sellers on Amazon. They all have their own niches, and they all learn it to the best of their ability, and they find what I like to call the pockets of profit. There's always products that you can make money on. Don't say, oh, Amazon's selling this, I'm never going to make money. Or there's too many third-party sellers, I'm never going to make money. We sell toys. Toys is probably the toughest category on Amazon. There are ways to make money. We can buy a $5 toy and sell it for $70 if you know what you're doing. You buy discontinued toys, you buy brand new toys, you buy limited edition toys, you buy collector's edition toys. There's so many different ways to make money that I could work for the next 50 years and not do half the things I want to do with Amazon. It's just infinite. So there's over 300 million products on Amazon.com for you to buy and resell. If you can't find a way to make money selling on Amazon, then you're the problem. It's not the other third-party sellers, it's not Amazon, and it's not the marketplace. I've been in every business in the world, from real estate to flea markets. I've literally sold everything except for people. And some of them are for sale. But this is the greatest business in the world. I know a lot of you do eBay. I don't do eBay anymore. I had too many issues with eBay, with PayPal, with the sellers, with the buyers. It just wasn't the best use of my time. It was taking, to use Chris Green's phrase, if he knew how many times I say that to my employees every day, he'd ask for royalties. I say, is that the best use of your time? And what that means is, yeah, you can make money selling in certain places, but if it's taking away from you making money, more money in other places, then it's not the best use of your time. So you gotta make sure that whatever you're doing is the best use of your time, your energy, your resources, your brain power. I read a ton of business articles. You guys probably see my quotes at 4 or 5 in the morning, business quotes. They interview people like Obama, who I don't love, but he's a smart man. Mark Zuckerberg and a million other people. These people wear the same clothes every day. Why? Because they don't want that to be one of the decisions they have to make is what to wear every day. They eat the same food every day. Because you have only so much amount of decisions in your brain every day. before you get exhausted. So you don't want that to be one of your decisions, because it's really not important at the end of the day unless you're a fashionista, you know? So there's a lot of things like this that you know, I read a lot of business books and I learn a lot of things from people a lot smarter than me. And I would encourage everybody, read business books, read the Facebook groups that pertain to business. You know, I picked up a lot of information that I've monetized to 6 figures from these Facebook groups, from new sellers that have never sold an item or just starting to sell an item online. And they don't even know they're teaching you something. So I encourage everybody to read, learn, grow your mind, try new things. You know, there's a lot of people, not to preach, because I'm probably one of the main culprits of this, but there's a lot of people in this business that I speak to, and I speak to hundreds of sellers a week. They're so afraid to fail that they have no chance to succeed. And I don't mean, you know, they're worried about getting suspended by Amazon, because we all worry about that. You could have relationships with Jeff Bezos. You're still worried about, you know, getting suspended by Amazon. When they shut you down, it doesn't matter who you know or who you are. You know, you got to go through the motions and get reinstated, and you know, hopefully get reinstated, and you gotta really you know, up your game. You should always up your game on Amazon, because they up their game and they want you to be aligned with their customer values. Getting back to what I was saying before, I have no idea what I was saying. No, so trying new things. So what I mean by that is, don't be afraid to try new products. Don't be afraid to try new strategies. Don't be afraid to try new categories. Look into bundling. Look into different areas of the business. Look into sponsored ads. Look into Amazon UK. Look into all different types of things that could possibly add to your bottom line. And some of them are going to work and some of them are not going to work. But if you prejudge everything under the premise that it's not going to work, then you're right, nothing's going to work. So you can't be afraid to make mistakes, or you'll never succeed. And I see that a lot of people, they tell me why something's not going to work, why something's not going to work. And I tell them, you haven't tried it yet. How do you know it's not going to work? How do you know you're not going to figure it out? And I make mistakes all day. You know, whoever tells you, whoever's bought merchandise to resell has made a lifetime of mistakes. If you haven't, then you haven't bought merchandise to resell. And you could have all the data in the world and you could still be wrong. We bought out a studio that was selling 500,000 DVDs. We paid about $0.25 a piece. And we researched it. I literally researched it for about a week, because it was a big deal at the time. And we thought, we dotted our I's and we crossed our T's, and we thought, this is going to make us, you know, $500,000. And we were wrong, you know. And we're just now, a couple of years later, we just liquidated the last 100,000 pieces. What happened was we had a customer who was selling them to Family Dollar and Dollar General and all the big dollar stores, Dollar Tree, and they took about 400,000 of the 500,000 DVDs, but there was 100,000 of them that were either gun-related or drug-related or half-naked lady-related, and they wouldn't put them in the stores, and we ended up getting stuck with them. They obviously weren't good items to sell on Amazon, so they sat and they sat and they sat in our warehouse, and I think we finally just sold them for about 8 cents each for a DVD movie, which is insane. So, you know, you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to make home runs, hopefully, and, you know, we don't try to make $1 million on one sale. We try to make, you know, $5 on a sale. And we try to make, you know, 200,000 sales. So, you know, you gotta hit a lot of singles, a lot of doubles, a lot of triples before you get to the home runs and the grand slams. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Don't try to overanalyze something. Just be steady, consistent, focused, disciplined, all the things that I wasn't, and you'll get there. Because I always made money, but I never had a business this size. So, you know, those are the things that I've changed in the last 5 years. And God willing, by the end of Q4, we'll have done $10 million in sales this year on Amazon. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.